Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us here. Welcome to the CustomCon 43 virtual contests. We're happy to have you all with us and hope you enjoy the show. We are your hosts, Nora and Bruce Mai, and the directors of the Single Pattern Contest. Tonight, we will be presenting the Single Pattern Contest, the Future Fashion Show, the ICG Archives Annual Memorial Video, and the ICG Lifetime Achievement Award, followed by the awards for both shows. The CostumeCon 43 Single Pattern Competition is designed to provide a starting point for entrants to construct, embellish, or modify an outfit from a standard commercial pattern selected by the convention. Participants may use one or more of these patterns. The finished garment may be dramatically altered from the original design, but must be recognizable as the original pattern or patterns and retain its fundamental shape. Our patterns were selected to complement the convention theme, Welcome to Wisconsin. First, we chose to pay tribute to Oshkosh, Wisconsin, the home of Oshkosh B'gosh. Founded in 1895, they are renowned worldwide for their children's clothing, and particularly bibbed overalls. We selected Simplicity Pattern 8615 for men's overalls and McCall's 8437 for women's overalls. No one chose to use the male overalls pattern, but we had two entrants who created outfits based on the women's pattern. Now, without further ado, I believe we'll get started. Our first entrant, Farm to Funky. Snail Scott created this workwear to fashion look by adding concealed gussets, which widen the legs to a palazzo width when the side seams are open. The silhouette was altered by narrowing the bib and back to emphasize the skirt flare, and the back seam was contoured for a closer fit. She also increased the functionality of the pockets. The handcrafted copper buttons provide bright accents whether in use or not. Moving on to our second entrant. They created an ensemble with both the women's overalls and the updated varsity jacket pattern, Nomi 2010. And this entry is called Cyber Goth Rave Outfit by Trixie Lou Wolf, who used both the overalls and varsity jacket patterns to create this unique and UV reactive ensemble. She chose a variety of unusual fabrics for both items and accented everything with bright trims. The jacket is shorter for more fun, and the overalls have wider legs for comfort. Our fourth pattern was chosen to honor the Northern European heritage of many Wisconsinites, Berta Pattern 7443, a dirndl dress with classic styling. It was the most popular pattern with 7 entrants. And entry number 3 is Mrs. Claus. Janine Wardale combined several holiday prints to make this festive ensemble for Mrs. Claus. She had fun sorting through her aunt's button collection and scavenged the snowflake chain from a broken necklace. She used a vintage needlepoint for a purse to hold candy canes, and for practicality has added pockets. Our fourth entry. Carrie Clifton used the classic dirndl styling to recreate Belle's dress from Beauty and the Beast. She added pockets with a petticoat to match that silhouette. She plans to wear it at other venues and even as part of her daily wardrobe. Next entry. Boldly Basic. Jacqueline Ward combined a number of different patchwork and applique techniques on this modified dirndl, including freestanding double-sided scallops, backed applique flowers, and Bargello piecing on the cape, which was modified from the apron of the pattern. Entry number 6 is Elizabethan Barmaid on Safari. Our designers don't usually use all the pattern pieces, but Karen Siemens did, just not always where they were originally intended to be. Everything came from her stash and had the ribbon for at least 15 years, just waiting for the right project. She was able to use 18 feet of ribbon just for the decoration of the hat brim. Entry number 7, the Black Forest Bird Ensemble. Bethany Padron created this look inspired by the coloring of the common pochard and its habitat, the Black Forest in Wels, Germany, where her mother's family is from. The apron and petticoat reflect the female's colors, and the black and white of the skirt is similar to the male coloring. The outfit is finished with a traditional fringed shawl, bodice pin, and a matching Tyrolean with flashy feather accent along with the traditional cord and horsehair. Her model is Jody Wels Padron. Moving on to entry number 8, Skull Heart. This Gothic-inspired ensemble is from Bethany Padron also and is modeled by Leua Tengen. It draws from the German concept Sehnsucht, which is longing, and the Schatzhauser, which means glass imp, in the tale Stone Heart, represented here as the gold skulls and hearts. The colors of the pre-embroidered blouse and hand-beaded trim coordinate with the skirt and needlepoint coin purse. And our last entry is the Cheese Pirate. Wisconsin, where cheese is cheese. Sue Renard was inspired by the convention's Welcome to Wisconsin theme and went all out, or rather all in, for her character, Bree the Cheese Pirate. Cheese puns, cheese fabric, and a Cheez-It purse. Nothing like committing to a bit. And that concludes our entries for the Single Pattern Contest. And now we'll turn things over to Per and Sandy for the Future Fashion Show.
Evening, everybody. And I'd like to repeat the welcome to the CC43 online competitions. The Future Fashion and Design Competition, Folio, and Show have been part of CostumeCon since the beginning. Adapted from the Future Fashion competitions of the EchoCons in the 1970s, the Future Fashion extends an opportunity for costumers to exercise their imaginations and design skills to speculate on how fashion could change in the future. The concept is expanded to include aliens, alternate histories, and other universes. It has a rich past, which we continue today.
Next slide.
2 sets of judges evaluated the entries for the Future Fashion competition. Those who judge the original design drawings, which lead to the folio, and those who judge the finished costumes. Our folio judges were Cassie Beacom, Linda Plock, and Rachel Maley.
Next.
The show judges were Leslie Johnson, Karen Schnaubelt, and Lisa Ashton.
Next.
Entry number 1, Pinata Lita. Designed by Nora Mai, the design was made and presented by Janine Wardale. Next. Next. Janine reutilized rickrack over the entire garment, and she used over 520 yards of rickrack. Next. Over 31 colors were used in this costume. Good.
Next.
And 25 yards of rickrack were used to make fringe on the top and the pants. The crown can be worn with the rainbow facing forward, and the entire costume weighs 4 pounds.
Next.
Entry number 2 was Watermelon, designed by Trixie Lou Wolf. The design was made and presented by Carrie Clifton. Carrie executed this design entirely in crochet work.
Next.
Next. The 2 large watermelon seeds out on the skirt are obviously pockets, and because everything should have pockets.
Next.
This is all free-form crochet. There were no patterns to follow in this.
Next.
And that concludes our Future Fashion entries.
Okay. Thanks to all the participants again. We are now going to have a couple of special presentations before the awards of both shows. Since 2008, the International Costumers Guild Archives has honored those in our community who passed in the previous year. Please join us in celebrating the memory of our friends.
Bruce, we're not getting the audio.
Hold on, we're having a technical difficulty here. Nora's working on it. It was going so smoothly. You always have to click the box. Okay, we ready?
We got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was a presentation from the International Costumers Guild Kennedy Archives. If you have pictures, video of costumes and masquerade, please send a copy to the archives. It's not for profit. It's a labor of love. Get your local conventions to send a copy of their masquerade tapes or DVDs to the ICG archives, and we'll bless you.
By the way, that memorial video will be premiering on YouTube in about 40 minutes. So in case you wanted to run back through it again, it's on the ICG Archives YouTube channel. Now we have a special presentation from Kevin Roach, President of the International Costumers Guild.
Hello, I'm Kevin Roach, President of the International Costumers Guild. One of the unique responsibilities and privileges of being the President of the Guild is administering the selection process for and presentation of the ICG Lifetime Achievement Award. The Lifetime Achievement Award recognizes a body of achievement in the costuming art and service to the costuming community. Candidates for the award shall have been active in the costuming community for at least 10 years, shall have achieved significant recognition for their costuming skills, which may be in the form of, but not restricted to, competitive awards, professional accomplishments, teaching of skills, and/or media recognition, and shall have made significant contributions in service to the costuming community. Any ICG member, chapter, or special interest group in good standing may nominate candidates. The selection is then done by the chapter presidents and elected ICG officials via secret ballot administered by the president. This year, we again had several deserving nominees, and it is my privilege tonight to announce the 2025 recipient. This costumer and cosplay legend has had a career spanning longer than some convention attendees have been alive. They've been costuming since 1999, compete at the master level, and their work has been widely recognized in costuming communities worldwide. They've won numerous awards at local, national, international competitions, including their most recent triumph as the winner of the U.S. National Crown Championship of Cosplay. Well known for their deep and abiding love of beautiful fabrics, beads, and all manner of shiny things, this year's honoree not only relishes the challenge of bringing a two-dimensional design to life, but also loves the creativity inherent in original design. They are always looking for, and sometimes creating, new sewing and construction techniques to learn and experiment with. In addition to executing their work with stunning craftsmanship, their creative presentations on stage bring their costumed characters to life. On the community front, our honoree strongly believes in sharing knowledge and information throughout the greater costuming community. They are in high demand as a teacher and regularly offer courses and workshops at conventions and other venues. They also author articles and present webinars highlighting their work and the techniques they have developed. In addition to teaching and presenting, they have served our costuming community for many years by running conventions, serving as a masquerade director, and judging costume competitions in North America, such as Costume Con and Anime North, and internationally. In October 2024, they were invited to serve as a judge for Masquerades, the Variety Show, and the World Cosplay Summit qualifiers at Comic-Con London. And on a purely personal note, this year's honoree brought me to tears of joy with her recreation at Costume Con 39 of a design I also once recreated and presented in drag at Costume Con 23, the Le Jazz Hot Dress from Victor Victoria. It is my honor and privilege to announce that the recipient of the 2025 International Costumers Guild Lifetime Achievement Award is Maral Agnarian. Maral, congratulations and our best wishes for you on your future costuming adventures. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin, and congratulations to Maral. And now we move to the Single Pattern Awards. We would like to recognize the invaluable help of our judges for the Single Pattern Contest, Jeannie Hillen and Karen Heim. There we go. Both are longstanding members of the costuming community, having attended many costume cons and other costuming events. Both are seasoned members of the St. Louis Costumers Guild. So, starting with our first award is Most Practical Interpretation for Farm to Funky by Snail Scott. Notes from my judges said, clean, straightforward, easy to see as a real part of one's wardrobe. Next is for Most Festive for Mrs. Claus by Janine Wardale. Judges said fun and playful and embracing her theme fully. Next award, Best Interpretation of Theme is awarded to The Cheese Pirate by Sue Renard. The judges said, we don't have words for how Gouda this is. Really great. Award number 4, The Elizabethan Barmaid by Karen Siemens is awarded Most Elegant. The judges said, we especially like the variety of trims and adaptation of the apron into a cape. Next award for Best Interpretation of the Pattern for Roberta Durndal goes to Boldly Basic by Jacqueline Ward. Our judges said, the sheer number of patterns and techniques is mind-boggling. Our brains hurt. And finally, our Best in Show is awarded to Cyber Goth Rave Outfit by Trixie Lou Wolfe. Our judges said, we enjoyed the use of unusual materials, smart choices for different lighting, and how she stayed true to her personality. And that concludes the awards of the Single Pattern Show, and now we switch it over to Pierre and Sandy.
Hello. We have the awards for the Future Fashion Folio. Next, do you have a slide, Nora? And again, I don't know which one you did first.
There you go.
Best in Show, Workmanship for Sewing Arts goes to Janine Wardale for Piñatalita. And Best in Show for Workmanship and Needle Arts goes to Carrie Clifton for Watermelon.
Now is that it? Okay.
That's it.
Alrighty. All right. I apparently unmuted myself when I didn't mean to. All right. Well, thank you, Pierre and Sandy. That concludes the Single Pattern and the Future Fashion Show virtual competitions. Thank you all for your interest, and I hope you enjoyed it. Congratulations to all our participants. Again, congratulations to Moral for the LAA. And once again, remember, this event was recorded and it will be available later on the ICG Archives YouTube channel. May not be right away because we have to convert the PowerPoint to a video. Thank you to all our participants, and thank you for joining us this evening. Special thanks to the St. Louis Costumers Guild for hosting this event. Have a great night, folks. Take care.
Are we able to chit chat at all, or are we shutting this down?
I can chit chat until they shut us down, I guess.
Hey, Snail, it looked cute. I didn't see it the first time around. I had it on the